Hello students, welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to discuss regarding glycolysis. Glycolysis, we are discussing in chapter 14. Chapter 14, that is respiration, respiration in plants. Glycolysis is the part of aerobic respiration. In last session, which was the introductory session on this chapter, we have discussed the summary of aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration. This glycolysis pathway is the part of aerobic respiration, but this is also occur in prokaryotic organisms, and this is the final and only one means of the respiration in prokaryotic organisms. That means the prokaryotic organisms only perform the glycolysis in absence of oxygen. Now, in plant eukaryotic organisms, we will discuss the glycolysis. Site of the glycolysis is cytoplasm, and it is also called as EMP pathway. EMP pathway. This term EMP is derived from the names of three scientists who proposed this glycolysis pathway, and the glycolysis pathway is called as EMP pathway to give them honor. E is derived from Embden. Embden was the scientist, one of the scientists. And P is derived from Mayer Hoff. Another scientist was Mayer Hoff. And this P is derived from the name of Parnas. The third scientist was Parnas. Embden, Mayer Hoff, and Parnas were three scientists who proposed this glycolysis pathway, both for eukaryotic and prokaryotic organisms for respiration. Actually, this part, glycolysis of cellular respiration or aerobic respiration, takes place in absence of oxygen. In absence of oxygen. And it is common for prokaryotes and eukaryotes, eukaryotic organisms, plants and animal both. And this pathway is completed into 10 steps. 10 steps. Here in this session, we will see what are those 10 steps. Now we will start the glycolysis. You know the substrate for the glycolysis or cellular respiration is glucose. Glucose is the form of carbohydrate. In the case of plant, glucose is derived from sucrose. Sucrose is the type of carbohydrate. The empirical formula of all the forms of the carbohydrate are same. Here in the case of plant, glucose is derived from sucrose. Glucose is 6 carbon compound, you know. And what it is here? It is respiratory substrate. Clear? The substance which take part in cellular respiration and is broken into its component to generate energy is called as respiratory substrate. Glucose is the substrate here, respiratory substrate. Here the glucose is phosphorylated and one ATP is consumed here, utilized here in this process of phosphorylation of glucose, and it converts into ADP, adenosine diphosphate, by releasing one phosphate, which is utilized by the glucose and converts into glucose 6-phosphate, glucose 6-phosphate. And here the enzyme which takes part is called as phosphorylase. Clear? And this process is phosphorylation. This enzyme is also called as hexokinase. Hexokinase is the another name of phosphorylase. Clear? This is the phosphorylation process. Here we are finding that here one ATP is consumed, utilized in formation of glucose 6-phosphate. It is also 6 carbon compound. And after that, isomerization takes place. Isomerization takes place in presence of isomerase enzyme. Isomerase enzyme is the enzyme. In presence of isomerase enzyme, the glucose 6-phosphate converts into its isomer, that is fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate. Clear? Fructose 6-phosphate is the isomer of glucose 6-phosphate. After that, again phosphorylation takes place here. And one ATP is again consumed here and converts into ADP and release one phosphate which is utilized here. And here fructose 1,6 by phosphate is produced. This process is also phosphorylation. Phosphorylation. This phosphate released in conversion of ATP into ADP is utilized in production of fructose 1,6 biphosphate. Biphosphate is one phosphate is added. Enzyme which takes part in this reaction, this biochemical reactions is again phosphorylase. This fructose 1,6 biphosphate in presence of an enzyme that is aldolase breaks into 2,3 carbon compound. 2,3 carbon compound. Here. Main compound by which the biochemical reaction continues for the production of pyruvic acid is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. 3-phosphate is the main compound, 3 carbon compound, which continues the biochemical reactions for production of pyruvic acid. In this pathway, pyruvic acid is the ultimate product. And another 3 carbon compound which is produced from breakdown of fructose 1,6 biphosphate is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Both compounds are 3 carbon compound. 3 carbon compound. I am writing here. And enzyme which takes part in this breakdown is aldolase. Here you should know both these 3 carbon compound are interconvertible. As the biochemical reaction continues by glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, simultaneously the dihydroxyacetone phosphate converts into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to continue the same steps for production of pyruvic acid. By this way, in this biochemical reaction, for one glucose molecule, ultimately 2 molecules of pyruvic acid are produced by the end due to the conversion of dihydroxyacetone phosphate, because the dihydroxyacetone converts simultaneously in one molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, which repeats the same steps for the production of pyruvic acid. Clear? Now the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate converts into 1,3 bio phosphoglyceric acid. After getting oxidized, here oxidation of the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate takes place in presence of a reducing agent NAD, which simultaneously gets converted or gets reduced into NADH plus H. This may also be written as NADH2. And enzyme which takes part here is dehydrogenase. At one hand, the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is getting oxidized into 1,3-biphosphate glyceric acid, and on the other hand, NAD is getting reduced to form 1-NADH2. So, overall, this reaction is redox reaction. Redox reaction. Both oxidation and reduction are taking place here. And here one inorganic phosphate, inorganic, PI. So we write here PI. PI is added into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate during oxidation reaction, and so here biphosphate glyceric acid is formed. This inorganic phosphate comes from inorganic source like phosphoric acid, etc. Now here this biphosphoglyceric acid converts into 3-phosphoglycerate or glyceric acid. This 1,3-biphosphoglyceric acid also may be termed as 1,3-biophosphoglycerate. And here in this reaction, the biophosphoglyceric acid is losing one phosphate, and which is received by ADP, and this ADP converts into ATP. Thus here one ATP is produced. So this is the payoff stage. After fructose biphosphate, the payoff steps, payoff the energy, payoff the ATP starts. Here one ATP is produced, and for 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, we will consider 2 ATP, formation of 2 ATP, because just I told you, side by side, simultaneously, the dihydroxyacetone phosphates gets converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, which again repeat the steps up to the production of pyruvic acid. So, up to this stage, for 2 molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, 2 ATPs are produced up to this. Here the enzyme which takes part is phosphoglyceric kinase. Phosphoglyceric enzyme takes part in this steps biochemical reaction. After that, isomerization takes place. Isomerization takes place here. In presence of here is phosphoglycerate mutase is the enzyme, and isomer of 3 phosphoglycerate here 2 phosphoglycerate is produced. This is isomerization reaction. And after this step, in presence of an enzyme that is enolase. Enolase. This 2 phosphoglycerate by losing one molecule of water converts into phosphoenol pyruvate. And after that is the final step. This phosphoenol pyruvates converts into pyruvic acid. And here ATP is produced with the involvement of ADP. Here one ATP is produced. So this step is also payoff stage. Here one ATP is produced. So for 2 glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate 2 ATPs are produced finally, and here 2 also 2 ATPs, and this is the final product of this glycolysis pathway. And finally, for 2 glyceraldehyde 2 pyruvic acids, 2 molecule of pyruvic acid are formed, and from fructose 1,6 biphosphate up to this final product pyruvate acid, total 4 ATPs are produced. 4 ATPs. And then for 2 ATPs are formed here, 2 ATPs are formed here. So starting from glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate up to pyruvic acid, total 4 ATPs are formed. Just we will summarize here the output of this pathway. But in first stage, from conversion of glucose into glucose 3 phosphate, 1 ATP is consumed, and 1 ATP is consumed in this state. During the conversion of fructose 6 phosphate into glucose 1,6 biphosphate, 1 ATP is consumed. So from glucose to fructose 1,6 biphosphate 2 ATPs are consumed. So we will deduct 2 ATPs. Finally, the net number of ATPs which are produced is 2 ATPs and 2 NADS2. But 2 ATPs which are finally the net number during this glycolysis pathway, which are currency of energy. When energy is required, instantly they release energy by converting into ADP. But this two, but these two NADS2 are considered as check of energy because during this pathway, instantly they can't release the energy. In fourth stage of aerobic respiration, both the NADS2 converts into 6 ATPs. As one NADS2 release 3 ATPs, so for 2 NADS2 total 6 ATPs, 3 plus 3 are released during oxidative phosphorylation in fourth stage. So gross number of the ATPs for this pathway is 8 ATPs. 2 ATPs as currency and 6 ATPs as a check, which will be encased later on in fourth stage, that is the oxidative phosphorylation. Here we should one thing discuss, that this all happens for the eukaryotic plant in the case of aerobic respiration. But for prokaryotes, in the case of anaerobic respiration, only 2 ATPs are produced at the end of glycolysis pathway. What it occurs, we will see here, we will understand here. We will understand the glycolysis in case of anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration in the case of prokaryotes like microbes, yeasts, bacteria, etc. Here the same respiratory substance takes part, that is the glucose. Up to production of 2-pyruvic acid, there is no change. Pyruvic acid. Same steps are also here followed. This pyruvic acid in the case of microbes is bacteria, that means in prokaryote during anaerobic respiration, converts into acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde phosphate. And here at the end of glycolysis, this is the glycolysis. At the end of glycolysis up to here, net 2 ATPs and 2 NADS2 are produced for 2-glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate up to production of 2-pyruvic acid. 2-pyruvic acids gets converted into 2-acetaldehyde phosphate. which converts into lactic acid or ethanol or ethyl alcohol during fermentation. They are the forms of anaerobic respiration. Ethanol. Ethanol is also called as ethyl alcohol or lactic acid. Lactic acid. During conversion of acetaldehyde phosphate into 2-ethanol or 2-acetic acid, this 2NADS2 gets converted into 2NAD. Thus here this currency, this check of the energy is consumed. So finally only 2 ATPs are remain as currency energy or in the form of energy. So finally the net value of the energy in the case of anaerobic respiration of prokaryotes, microbes, yeast and bacteria is only 2 ATPs. Clear? By this way, we discuss the glycolysis both in the case of eukaryotes and prokaryotes. And now I am going to conclude this session. In next session, we will discuss regarding Krebs cycle. As in the case of aerobic respiration, these two pyruvic acids enter into the second step, that is the Krebs cycle. In next session, we will discuss this Krebs cycle, that is the second step of aerobic respiration. Clear? We will discuss the Krebs cycle in next session. And we will study what exactly the Krebs cycle is. You students continue with us, watch our videos on YouTube channel, you subscribe our channel, get benefited as well as also help the institute in promotion of YouTube channel. Thank you very much.